If you are watching this, you feel the friction. You work, you grind, you sweat. Yet, at the end of the year, you are standing on the exact same tile. The same income, the same problems, the same life. You are part of the 97%. Napoleon Hill, after analyzing 25,000 individuals who failed, discovered a brutal truth. 98% of people have no definiteness of purpose. They are what he called drifters. Like a ship without a rudder, they are tossed by the winds of circumstance, the opinions of others, and the chaos of the market. The protocol we are installing today is not a motivational tip, it is a mental surgery. If you cannot dedicate 30 minutes to define the trajectory of your life, you have already accepted your role as an extra in someone else's empire. Either you define your purpose, or the world will define one for you. And what the world has planned for you is nothing but mediocrity. If you are ready to escape the 97%, subscribe to this channel now. This is where we decode the laws that separate builders from drifters. Napoleon Hill did not guess at success principles. He studied them scientifically for over 20 years. Between 1908 and 1928, Hill interviewed over 25,000 people. Some were successful, most were not. And through this massive research project, commissioned by Andrew Carnegie himself, Hill discovered a pattern so clear it could not be denied. 98% of the people he studied had no clear, definite major purpose in life. They were drifting through existence, reacting to circumstances instead of creating them. These were not lazy people. Many worked hard, many were intelligent, many had opportunities, but they lacked one critical element: definiteness of purpose. Hill defined this as knowing exactly what you want, when you want it, what you are willing to give in return for it, and having a clear plan to achieve it. Without this definiteness, the mind has no target. And a mind without a target scatters its energy in 1,000 directions, accomplishing nothing of significance. The 2% who succeeded were different. They knew exactly what they wanted. They had written it down. They thought about it constantly. They organized their entire lives around achieving it. Hill called the 98% drifters, and he discovered that drifting becomes permanent through a law he called hypnotic rhythm. Hypnotic rhythm is the law that makes any habit permanent through repetition. If you drift for long enough, if you avoid decisive action long enough, the pattern becomes fixed. Your mind accepts drifting as your identity. This is the 97% trap. Not a trap of poverty or lack of opportunity, but a trap of mental drift that feels comfortable until you realize you have wasted your life. If this message is resonating with you, leave a like on this video. Why is it so easy to be a drifter? Because deciding hurts. The human brain is an energy-saving machine. Decision creates responsibility. Decision creates accountability. Decision means you can no longer blame external forces for your failures. When you drift, you can blame the government, the economy, your upbringing. You can point to 1,000 external factors and say, "This is why I am not where I want to be." But when you decide on a definite purpose, you remove all excuses. If you fail, it is your failure. If you succeed, it is your success. And this level of responsibility terrifies most people. So they drift. They accept jobs they hate, to buy things they do not need, to impress people they do not like. The drifter has several characteristics. First, he has no major definite purpose. Ask him what he wants from life, and he will give you vague answers. More money, happiness, success. But these are not purposes. These are wishes. Purposes are specific, measurable, and written down. Second, the drifter seeks the path of least resistance. He avoids difficulty. He takes shortcuts. Third, the drifter is easily influenced by others. He changes his mind based on who he talked to last. Fourth, the drifter procrastinates. He waits for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, the ideal circumstances. Fifth, the drifter makes excuses. He has a reason for everything he has not done. If you recognize any of these characteristics in yourself, do not despair. Recognition is the first step toward transformation. The first law of the core protocol is this: precision eliminates drift. Napoleon Hill was adamant about this point. You cannot say, "I want to be rich," and expect results. The subconscious mind does not understand vague wishes. It only understands precise instructions. Andrew Carnegie taught Hill this principle directly. Carnegie built his steel empire using this exact principle. In 1865, Carnegie was a young telegraph operator earning $35 per month. But he had a precise vision. Carnegie decided he would earn $50,000 per year within 10 years. This was an insane goal for a telegraph operator. But notice the precision. Not, someday I will be wealthy, $50,000. 10 years. Carnegie wrote this figure down. He thought about it daily. He organized every decision around this target. And within 7 years, not 10, Carnegie exceeded his goal. He did not achieve this through luck or better circumstances. He achieved it through precision of purpose. The 97% say things like, I want to make more money. The 3% say, I will earn $100,000 by December 31st. The difference is precision, and precision transforms wishes into achievable goals. This is the first step of the protocol. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire, not approximately. Exactly. Precision forces clarity, and clarity eliminates the fog that allows drifting to continue. Comment below where you are watching this video from. The second law of the core protocol is this. There is no something for nothing in the universe. Napoleon Hill discovered that nature abhors a vacuum. You cannot receive without giving. You cannot take without offering something of equal or greater value in return. Most people want the prize without paying the price. They want wealth without sacrifice. They want success without effort. And because they are unwilling to pay the price, they never receive the prize. Hill was explicit about this. You must determine what you will give in return for the riches you desire. And this determination must be specific. Will you give your time? How much time will you give your comfort? Which comfort specifically? John D. Rockefeller understood this completely. When Rockefeller decided to dominate the oil industry, he calculated the price. The price was 16-hour workdays. The price was missing family dinners. The price was enduring criticism from competitors who called him ruthless. Rockefeller paid this price gladly. Not because he enjoyed sacrifice, but because he knew the law. Price must equal prize. And because Rockefeller paid the price in full, he received the prize in full. He became the wealthiest man in modern history. The 97% want to negotiate the price. They want to pay less and receive more. They want shortcuts, hacks, and secrets that allow them to bypass the law of compensation. But the law does not negotiate. The price is fixed. This is the second step of the protocol. Define exactly what you will give in return for what you desire. Write it down. Be specific. Be ruthless, because the universe is keeping score, and it only delivers to those who pay in full. The third law of the core protocol is this. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. Napoleon Hill taught that the human mind requires tension to perform, and nothing creates productive tension like a deadline. Without a deadline, you can procrastinate forever. Without a deadline, tomorrow is always an option. But when you set a definite date, everything changes. The mind shifts from theoretical to practical, from someday to now. Henry Ford applied this principle when developing the Model T. Ford did not say, I will create an affordable automobile someday. He said, I will have a working prototype by October 1908. That deadline forced Ford to make decisions. It forced him to cut unnecessary features. It forced him to innovate solutions to problems that seemed unsolvable. And because Ford honored the deadline, the Model T launched on time, and that launch changed the world. Deadlines create diamonds through pressure. Just as coal becomes diamond under extreme pressure over time, your potential becomes achievement under the pressure of a deadline. The 97% avoid deadlines. They say things like, I will start my business when the time is right. I will get in shape eventually. Someday is the graveyard of potential. Someday is where dreams go to die. The 3% set dates. Specific, non-negotiable dates that create accountability. This is the third step of the protocol. Fix a definite date when you intend to possess the money or achieve the goal you desire. Not approximately. Exactly month, day, year. And once set, treat that deadline as sacred. Subscribe to this channel now if you are ready to learn the complete protocol. The fourth law of the core protocol is this. Start with what you have, where you are, right now. Napoleon Hill observed that drifters use preparation as an excuse for inaction. They say they need more education, more capital, more connections before they can begin. But this is a lie. A comfortable lie that allows them to avoid the discomfort of action. Hill taught that you will never have perfect conditions. You will never have complete information. You will never feel totally ready. But if you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. Thomas Edison did not wait until he understood exactly how a light bulb would work before beginning. He started with a theory and an idea. Then he tested. He failed, he adjusted, he tested again. 10,000 experiments, most of them failures. But each failure brought Edison closer to the solution. Edison did not plan his way to the light bulb. He acted his way to it. The 97% over-prepared. They take course after course. They read book after book. They gather information endlessly but never apply it. The 3% start immediately. They create a plan, yes, but the plan is simple and action-oriented, and they begin executing the plan the same day it is created. This is the fourth step of the protocol. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, not next month, not when you feel ready, at once. The plan does not need to be perfect. It needs to be written and actionable. Begin with the tools in your hands, the knowledge in your head, the resources available today. The fifth law of the core protocol is this. What is written becomes real. Napoleon Hill was insistent about this step. You must write out a clear, concise statement of your purpose, your deadline, your sacrifice, and your plan. Not type it, write it by hand. Hill called this written statement your major definite purpose. And he taught that this statement is a contract with yourself and with the universe. Andrew Carnegie wrote his major definite purpose when he was a young man. He carried it with him everywhere. He read it multiple times per day. That written statement became Carnegie's guiding star. Every decision was filtered through it. Every opportunity was measured against it. And that written statement, read and reread thousands of times, programmed Carnegie's subconscious mind to organize all thought and action toward the achievement of his purpose. This is not mysticism. This is psychology. The subconscious mind operates on repetition. What you repeat consistently becomes belief, and belief becomes behavior. The 97% think about their goals. They talk about their goals, but they do not write them down. The 3% write their goals with precision. They create a physical document that holds them accountable. This is the fifth step of the protocol. Write out a clear, concise statement that includes the exact amount or goal, the deadline, what you will give in return, and the plan for achievement. Keep this statement where you will see it. Daily, read it aloud. The sixth law of the core protocol is this. Read your written statement aloud, twice daily, until it becomes your identity. Napoleon Hill was specific about this practice. Once before retiring at night, once after arising in the morning. Why these specific times? Because these are the moments when the subconscious mind is most receptive to suggestion. Hill taught that this daily programming is not optional. It is the mechanism by which purpose transforms into obsession, and obsession is the fuel that powers extraordinary achievement. Rockefeller practiced this discipline religiously. Every morning, before anyone else awoke, Rockefeller would read his written purpose aloud. He would visualize himself as already successful, and every night before sleep, he would repeat the practice. Over time, this daily practice created what Hill called autosuggestion. The subconscious began to accept Rockefeller's stated purpose as fact. And once the subconscious accepts something as fact, it organizes all mental and physical resources to make it real. The 97% read their purpose once, if they write it at all. Then they forget about it. The 3% read their purpose twice daily, without exception. This is the 6th step of the protocol. Read your written statement aloud, twice daily, morning and night, with emotion, with conviction, with belief. As you read, see yourself already in possession of the goal. Feel the emotions you will feel when achievement arrives. This is not pretending. This is programming. And consistent programming over weeks and months rewires the mind completely. Now we move to execution. Here is exactly how to apply the protocol starting today. Set aside 30 uninterrupted minutes. Turn off your phone. Close the door. Take a blank piece of paper. At the top, write your major definite purpose. Be specific. Write the exact amount, if financial. Define exactly what achievement means, if not. Below your purpose, write the deadline. Month, day, year. Below the deadline, write what you will give in return. Be ruthless with yourself. What will you sacrifice? Below the sacrifice, write your plan. Keep it simple. What are the major steps required? Now read this entire statement aloud. If the goal does not excite you and terrify you simultaneously, it is too small. Once your statement feels right, rewrite it cleanly. This is your official contract. Place this document somewhere. You will see it twice daily. On your bathroom mirror. On your bedside table. Every morning, immediately upon waking, read this statement aloud. Not in your head. Aloud with conviction. Every night before sleep, read the statement aloud again. Let it be the last conscious thought before sleep. Do this without exception. Every single day. Within 30 days, you will notice changes. Your decisions will become clearer. Opportunities will appear. Your confidence will grow. Within 90 days, the practice will become automatic. Your subconscious will have accepted your purpose as identity. Within 1 year, you will be unrecognizable to your former self. This is the execution manual. Simple, but not easy. Powerful, but demanding. Let us speak plainly about what you lose by remaining a drifter. Every year you drift is a year of compound growth lost. Not just financial growth. Mental, spiritual, and relational growth. By age 40, the drifter looks back and sees wasted potential. He knows he is capable of more. But he never committed to a definite purpose. By age 50, the drifter has accepted mediocrity as his fate. He stops dreaming. He stops trying. By age 60, the drifter faces retirement with regret. Not because he failed spectacularly, but because he never tried meaningfully. And on his deathbed, the drifter's greatest pain is not what he did wrong. It is what he never attempted. The business he never started. The book he never wrote. The life he never built. This is the cost of drifting. Not dramatic failure. Quiet resignation to a life half-lived. When you drift, you steal from your future self and everyone connected to you. This is not meant to condemn. This is meant to awaken, because you still have time. Today is not too late, but tomorrow might be, and eventually it will be. The 97% trap is not a trap of circumstances. It is a trap of mental habit, a habit of drifting instead of deciding, a habit of reacting instead of creating. But you now have the protocol, the exact 6 laws that separate builders from drifters. Precision eliminates drift. Price must equal prize. Deadline creates the diamond. Imperfect action beats perfect planning. Written word becomes law. Daily programming installs identity. These are not theories. These are laws proven by every person who ever achieved anything significant. Right now, you have a choice. Close this video and return to drifting. Or take 30 minutes today to install the protocol. 30 minutes to write your major definite purpose. 30 minutes to set your deadline, define your sacrifice, and create your plan. 30 minutes that could change the trajectory of your entire life. Speak these words now, with full conviction. I am not part of the 97%. I refuse to drift. I have a major definite purpose, and I have written it down. I read it aloud twice daily. I act on it daily. I am a builder, not a drifter. I am focused, not scattered. I am definite, not vague. My purpose is clear. My deadline is set. My plan is written, and I will not stop until achievement is reality. The protocol is installed. The empire begins. If you made it to this point, you are no longer a candidate for mediocrity. You are a candidate for mastery. Write in the comments below, protocol installed. The empire begins. This is your first act of public commitment. Subscribe to this channel if you have the courage to be different. You now have the map. The tools are in your hands. But no one can walk the path for you. The universe does not reward those who know. The universe rewards those who act. Go build your empire.